Thanks for joining us here at Enjoy the View Travel, and welcome to the channel. This week's View on Travel Season 2 starts now. Well, we are officially headed into the Memorial Day weekend. It's vacation time. Summer vacations have officially started. Just a reminder not to forget to pack your patience, however. You know how traveling is, especially over a holiday weekend. This one is no different. Happy Memorial Day, by the way. Please don't forget to remember those in our military who have sacrificed it all for us. Have a safe and happy holiday, and let's get to this week's View on Travel. Well, it is with great sadness that we announce the passing of the captain from the Diamond Princess. He passed away last week while on the ship. Our thoughts and prayers go out to his family, as well as his ship family and the entire Princess family. Well, I have to be honest, this one took me a little bit by surprise. Star Princess is going to be sailing Alaska in 2026. Remember that she's debuting in November of 2025. I really thought that she would be too big for Princess to put in Alaska, but it looks like she is going to be sailing out of Seattle with stops in Ketchikan, Juneau, Skagway, and Glacier Bay. So if you've never sailed out of Alaska, which I have not yet, is coming, but not yet. I have heard so many things, so many good things about Princess and Alaska cruising. Whenever you ask the top cruise line for Alaska, I constantly hear Princess. So, my question is, would anybody be interested in a group cruise for this? Leave a comment below or reach out to me at enjoytheviewtravel.com. And if there's enough interest, I can look into group cruise pricing for us and create a group cruise. So let me know what your thoughts are on that. Where are my Top Gun fans? So, plans have just been announced about a new attraction that is coming to Las Vegas in 2028. Top Gun Las Vegas is the current working name for this attraction, and it aims to create a pulse-pounding mission using state-of-the-art thrill ride systems and immersive technology, and this is going to redefine the meaning of adventure for sure. So there are going to be fighter jet simulators. There's going to be a reimagined hard deck bar and restaurant as seen in 2022's Top Gun Maverick. The venue is going to feature live piano sing-alongs as well. This right here is a rendering of what it is going to look like at this point. So we will keep you updated on any updates from this adventurous attraction that's coming soon-ish. A new travel advisory alert. Italy has been upgraded to a level 2 travel advisory. Remember that a level 2 is heightened risk, and you should use increased caution if you're planning to visit Italy until further notice. We have an update for Newark Liberty International Airport. So the FAA has implemented a temporary flight cap. So 28 departures and 28 arrivals per hour is what the cap is set at currently. So this is a 27% decrease over their normal traffic that they could handle. This cap applies to arrivals and departures from 6 a.m. to 10:59 p.m. until June 15th. Then, as of June 15th, the cap is going to increase to 34 departures and 34 arrivals per hour through October 25th, with the exception of Saturdays. And on Saturdays, they will continue with a cap of 28 departing and arriving per hour. So we will keep you updated on any changes for this airport that we hear in the future. If you like our content, please click the share and subscribe buttons so you don't miss our next episodes. Well, this week did not see any slowdowns with those gastrointestinal illnesses on cruise ships. So Enchanted Princess missed their last port on this last cruise in Turks and Caicos because they were turned away at the port due to illnesses. Not just GI illnesses either, but that's, typically the big one. So at this point, it's not officially been classified as an outbreak with the CDC. So possibly it does not fit the number of criteria that is met for reporting to the CDC. Also, it has not officially been classified as norovirus. However, most of the time they end up classifying that later. Once they reach 3% of passenger and crew that have reported symptoms, that is when they notify the CDC. So according to what I have read, there were only about 50 cases. And again, it was not all gastrointestinal illnesses. It was also flu-like symptoms and illnesses. So they did say that they would be fully doing an extensive cleaning on the ship before embarkation for the next cruise. So that is good that they are taking that precaution, but it does not appear that this is going to be one that's going to be reported. Now, how did I find out about this? I actually have a friend that was on that sailing, and so she had posted about it on Facebook, and that's how I found out. She was fine. She did not have any symptoms or didn't experience any symptoms, so that is good to know. So they did have a little bit of an issue. I got a comment on something that I also saw on Facebook. Now, this was from another, I don't even know that it was Princess. It might have been a celebrity cruise. But anyway, somebody was embarking on their cruise and they went and dropped off their luggage to go explore the ship before rooms were open, which a lot of people do. Celebrity allows you to do that. Princess, they allow you to do that. So, I mean, it's not, unheard of. So, but anyway, they had not emptied the trash yet, apparently, from her room. And so in looking into the trash can, she saw a box, and it was a medication box. And she kind of had a little meltdown on Facebook about this, and was just going off about it, and that her room was going to be infected now, and she was going to get sick, and that's not what she paid for, and blah, blah, blah. Had she not gone into that room to drop her luggage off, or had they emptied the trash before she got there, she would have not been any of the wiser to know that the person before her threw away a medication box. Just because somebody threw away the box does not mean that they actually used the medication. Maybe they were downsizing their stuff for the flight back for souvenirs and things like that they've packed. I've done that for stuff. There could have been a wide variety of reasons of why the box was in there. Doesn't necessarily mean that the person that was in there before you was sick. Okay? You go to hotels all the time and you don't know if the person in there before you was sick. You get on the airplane and you sit beside people that you don't know if they are sick. And so her little rant just caught me off guard, and I was just like, we have to do better. We always jump to conclusions and we complain about everything. We do. I mean, it's just, part of life. I get it. But they're going to thoroughly clean your room. Drop your bags, leave so they can do that. And heaven forbid that you be the one who gets on a cruise ship sometime, not knowing that you are sick, and with a day or two in, you start, having symptoms that you brought on the cruise ship. How would you feel if somebody commented, because you threw a medication box away? And like I said, we don't even know if that person used that medication. They could have just been throwing the box away for a variety of reasons. Anyway, I just wanted to say that we know that we can get sick at any point, whether we are on a cruise or whether we are at home. So do better. Just do better. And wash your hands. Please wash your hands. All right, let's get into travel deal of the week. We're heading back to Disney, y'all. So summer savings are still to be had, and Disney World Yes, I said it. Even Disney World still has some deals available for you. So you can get a special 3-day, 3-park ticket to select parks this summer. So the 3-day, 3-park ticket is valid for admission to Disney's Hollywood Studios, Epcot, and Disney's Animal Kingdom theme parks only, starting at $89 per day plus tax. It is not valid, however, for Magic Kingdom. The theme park reservations are not required for these tickets, and the tickets can be used through September 22nd, 2025, but they must be used within 5 days of the selected start date. So if you want to play and stay, in addition to purchasing your tickets, you can also add a room to create a package. So contact me at enjoytheviewtravel.com for more details. All right, let's wrap up this week with our travel tip of the week, like normal. So we are talking about checking your passport expiration date. So there will be lots of cruisers this summer, no doubt, and this rule doesn't apply to just cruisers. So if you're going to be using your passport to travel anywhere and or fly anywhere, you want to make sure that you check the expiration date on your passport. So your passport needs to be good for 6 months after your travel dates. So if it is not going to be, you'll want to go ahead and renew your passport before your trip. So a lot of people ask why this rule is in place. It's intended to keep travelers from overstaying their visas and getting stranded due to an expired passport. Now, before traveling, it is essential to verify passport validity requirements for each of the countries that you are planning to visit. And you can find this information on the U.S. Department of State's International Travel Data page or the country-specific website of the embassy or consulate for the country that you're going to be visiting. So some countries may not require the 6-month validity rule, or they may have different requirements for certain nationalities. So for example, the United States does not require U.S. citizens to have passports valid for 6 months beyond their stay when they are returning home. However, that does not mean that the country that you are leaving from will allow you to use that passport. So while the U.S. may not require that, the country you are going to may require that. So you still want to check and make sure you want to have all of your I's dotted and all of your T's crossed when you are traveling with your passport. So as always, if I can help you with planning your next trip, go ahead and reach out to me at enjoytheviewtravel.com. Thank you so much for watching this week's View on Travel, and until next time, enjoy the view. Thank you for watching this week's View on Travel. Be sure to visit us at enjoytheviewtravel.com. Be sure to hit that like, share, subscribe, and notification bell so you don't miss our next episode.